Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Islam Chose Me, right here on IBN Channel 8, the Islamic Broadcast Network. You can also find us on Facebook and tegotv.com. I'm your host, Brother M. Timas Sorwazi, the activist educator. And each week, we will share the powerful journeys of brothers and sisters who have embraced Islam. Their stories of discovery, struggle, and transformation remind us of the truth that Allah guides whom He wills in ways that inspire and motivate us all. So, we are closing off the year, and mind you, this is only season 1 of Islam Chose Me in Style. I have with us today a very special sister, right? I know it will bring a smile to many people's faces. Sister Hala Nasser. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
You made it.
Alhamdulillah.
You're on IBN Live, Sister Hala. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. The healing continues.
Good. So, I know I could boast and say you are a big fan of Islam, well, of IBN on the whole, and of Islam Chose Me, right?
Yes.
So, you know the style of the show. We really here to share our journeys, right, as to how, right, and what would have led us. We know Allah guides hearts, but there would have been some, in hindsight, when you look back, you realize, wait now, I was being prepared for this journey. So, Sister Hala, and I'm glad you're bringing up the rare, right? Tell us, how was your journey? Or when did that journey started, right? You becoming Muslim.
Okay. In 1981, early 1981, I was 13 going on 14.
Okay.
And I was preparing for confirmation at church. I was raised in the Methodist church.
Oh,
So I
okay,
can
Methodist.
specifically say I have never prayed before an idol in my life. There are no idols in the Methodist
Yeah,
church.
really Methodist. Yeah.
Yeah. And during that time, I got curious because going to confirmation classes, a lot of questions were in my mind that the Reverend couldn't answer. And then I saw these brothers, well, I grew up in San Fernando. I saw
Okay.
these brothers, they were propagating Islam, as they said. And I started to ask questions, so they started to give me books and whatnot, and I started to read. Now, I had to go through the confirmation, because I think my grandmother would have killed me back then. And after that, that was it for me in church. I took my Shahada in September 1981
In South?
at the age of 14 in Port of Spain.
Okay.
Back then, if you notice, a lot of the Muslims my age who came from South moved to Port of Spain because Islam wasn't really opening to people of African descent in South back then.
Okay.
They would welcome you to the masjid for festivals, and those things, but you were not integrated into the society then. So we had to find our own way. For some of us, it was a little different to what we practice now.
Okay.
So saying, when I accepted Islam, it was through the former Ansar Allah community.
So they were also in South?
No, the brothers used to come to South
Oh, to
to
get
sell
down.
the books and the incense and to give dawah.
Okay.
Mind you, the Muslims in South, in the masjids and things, sometimes they used to buy some of the books,
Okay. Yeah, I know that back then, well, 81, I was in primary school. I was small.
Okay. I was in secondary school.
Yeah, but when I became teenager, I know they had a very vibrant movement in that Port of Spain area,
Yes.
Mova in specific and Carnage.
Okay.
So you would have left. So just now you say left South to come Port of Spain?
Well, the brothers encouraged me to come to Juma and stuff, and my
So you
first
move out
Juma.
Granny house?
Not yet. Not yet. Later, a couple months after, I had to go to Port of Spain for Juma, and at my first Juma, which was Friday, the 18th of September, 1981. After the Juma, I told them I want to take my Shahada one time.
Where that Juma was held?
That was 88 Nelson Street. They weren't in Movers yet. They were
Nelson.
88 Nelson Street, Port of Spain, and then there was Point Kumana.
88 Nelson, that's not, because I keep on hearing all this 88 Nelson Street, and I can't place it in my mind. Is it closer to Prince or closer to Duke?
Closer to Duke Street.
Wrong my way,
A couple-
Arlene had a, wait, Arlene had a, Arlene from Port of Spain, who
I
are
don't
the,
know the person, you know. I know about the place, but I don't know the person.
is it like adjacent to the bridge itself?
No, it was a couple of buildings away from the bridge.
Because the only place I think is there are some small buildings. So the break on
The
Nelson.
building is still there, but it would have had a different name. But just look for, anytime you go to Nelson Street, look for number 88, and you'll know that's where it was.
So there they were.
Yeah.
Juma, everything was being
Yeah,
held there.
one thing was there. People used to live there. Yeah.
No, I have to go. Listen, there's not the first time I hear 88 Nelson Street. I'm supposed to be in town soon again for the new year.
Check it out.
Yeah, for real. No, I have to. Inshallah, I will check it out. All right.
Yeah. So when I took my Shahada and I went home and stuff, I mean, I wouldn't dwell too much on that, but one of my grandmother was in England at the time. And one of my uncles, you know, they, first they brought two Muslim brothers to try to take me away from the Ansarullah because they said I'm a fake Muslim, and they bring these two Muslim brothers to thing, and that is where I met, first time I met brother Yaish Abdul Wahid, because he served in the military with my uncle.
Okay.
And they brought them, they tried to talk to me and whatever to change my mind and whatnot, and I still went ahead with what I went ahead with. And I would say that in the past 44 years, now when Allah chooses you for Islam, He also chooses the path by which you enter. Had I entered Islam through any other means, I do not think I would have still been a Muslim. You see, that was my foundation, and what was impressed on me, what was, you know, placed on me then, is what cemented me towards my deen.
Okay, so, all right. Excuse, so, came to Juma, well, you got, and it's interesting, most people, when they hear they sharing that journey, it always starts with questioning, you know? They always have questions.
I had a lot of questions.
Yeah, that couldn't be answered.
No, those brothers used to answer those questions.
No, not when they embraced Islam, but before,
Yeah.
in the previous
Like
disposition.
how the Reverend couldn't answer my
Yeah,
question.
most people say they have questions that persons couldn't
Yeah.
answer. Yeah. And that would have kind of guided them towards Islam,
Yeah,
where
it
they
was my
found the
search.
answers. Yeah, where they found a lot of the answers. So, all right, Miss Hala, at 14 years old, you leave Granny house and come down.
Well, I had to leave Granny house because, as I said, she was in England at the time, and my uncles, they were not having it.
Yeah.
They were not having it, so I had to leave.
And tell us, so, how was your new life country girl come to town?
Well,
Because you would have stayed 88 Nelson, because you said it was 88 Nelson Street, and then at Kumana,
yeah, that Point Kumana.
Point Kumana.
Eventually, 88 Nelson Street ended up moving to Mover.
That is where I know,
Yes.
and the only the only knowledge I have of Ansarullah on Nelson Street is the restaurant on.
What do you call it? Prince and Nelson. That came years after.
But you see, that is what I know.
While we were in Mover, we operated that restaurant there.
Yeah, that is what I knew. I knew the restaurant. So I knew the restaurant, and you move in Coconut Drive, I think
Yes.
Coconut Drive. And I heard of I never been to Point Coconut, but I heard about it. I went to move already because my former babysitter right? She,
Jamila?
Jackie, yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful sister. She was a beautiful
yeah.
soul.
She had married a Jamil.
Yeah.
And
Jamila and
and
Jamal.
yeah, Jamil and Jamal, yeah, who passed on now. But so I, as a teenager, because the joke is, I used to always go by her for lunch, right? So
Could have real cook.
yeah,
When we have big feast or any big celebration, she was one of the main cooks.
but she's around the restaurant on Nelson Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when she moved out and they moved into the community, I did no more lunchtime food to get again. I used to go up and I remember going up and knocking on the gate and telling them I come to see Jamilia. So I said I'm a godmother, my babysitter. Oh, did I say God? Something I said to make them feel, you know. Yeah, and I say I come to say something, but I didn't get to see her. Yeah, so I know about Mova.
Right.
Right. So when you came to town, where were you stationed? Where were you based?
On Nelson Street.
Okay. And how long did Nelson Street operate for before they moved to Mova?
I can't tell you when they started there, but we went to, that was 81, and sometime in 82, we went to Mova.
Makes sense. Because I would have
82 or 83? Between 82 and
yeah,
83.
I would have sat the then conventions in 83.
Okay.
And I think Jamil would have sort of come around probably around 85. Yeah, it could be 85,
Okay.
86. Yeah, that is when I first would have met him now.
All right.
And then they move up to over. So tell us, because now one thing, Sister Hala and viewers, I could attest without being a part of the community of Answella. One thing I was impressed with that community about was the level of Arabic,
Yes.
because when Jamila Jackie eventually came out, because I think the community had closed or something, so when she came out, came back home.
Changes. There were changes.
Yeah, when she came back home, Jamal and Jamil couldn't speak English. You know, they were
I was
speaking
partly responsible for that.
plain Arabic. You know, so tell us about that. And you tell us about that because the other aspect I'd like about the Answella was the business.
Yes.
Because I think, like the People's Mall, the drag mall in Port of Spain, half was Rasta, half was Muslim. You know, in your mind as a child, saying, boy, half is Rasta, half is Muslim.
One third.
You know, one third. And those who were Muslim, to me, they were Answella.
Yeah. Some of them lived in the community.
Yeah, I remember plenty of them.
Hashim,
Yeah, I remember.
Hamza,
I might know names
Hamza.
there, but I know plenty of them brothers and sisters from the community. Used to run booth on that mall in Port of Spain. So tell us about that communal living in terms of that promotion and of Arabic family business. That was a very nice model, boy.
Yeah. I can mainly speak about the Arabic part.
Because you had a school there.
Yeah, we had a school. Eventually, when there was a split over the years between Nelson Street and Point Commander, they merged back in Mova. So when they merged back, they converted Point Commander to the school.
Ah, yes. Yeah, Hala. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Actually, I was the second principal of the school.
In Point Commander?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was only 22 then.
And function as the principal?
Yeah.
So, okay.
We had a basic training because we didn't like go full time, but we did a program with one of the lecturers from the then Mausika Teachers College, who
Right, okay,
happens to
okay.
be Mr. Ronald Nanton. Now the name Nanton sounds familiar, right? Ronald Nanton is the father of Samson Nanton.
Okay.
I've known Samson Nanton since he was a little boy. His
Okay.
aunt actually was the Imam's wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you all would have gotten that.
Yeah, he did
Formal,
a program with us to
training.
prepare us for that training. So that, because we had to undergo that to register with the Ministry of Education.
So the school was registered?
Yeah, you used to have to submit reports to the ministry and all of that.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew there was a school, but I didn't know to that.
Yeah.
Again, I was young, too, but I didn't know to that level it was registered.
Of course, there was a kindergarten too which wasn't really registered. And the
I didn't
kindergarten,
know
they
that.
only used to speak Arabic.
All that happened in Point Commander?
Yeah, the kindergarten remained in Mova. But when they started the primary school part, they had to go to Point Kumana and they learned English and Arabic.
So, no, I never went to Point Commander. How big that place was in Point Commander? 'Cause I never been down there. I only heard about it.
It was like an apartment building, more or less. The size of maybe, the size of it would have been, let's say, 4 apartments. Not large apartments.
Okay. But the school was there.
The school was a major part of it, yeah.
All right, all right.
Part
And
of
it
the school was downstairs and the rest of it was upstairs.
was
Yeah,
residence.
the office was here. That's why I would say no. Nobody used to live there at that time.
So the
When the
living
school was there, everybody lived in Mova.
Mova, all right,
Who didn't
all
live in
right.
Mova didn't live in the community. But there were children who used to come whose parents didn't live in the community.
to the school?
Yeah.
Non-Muslims?
Yeah. No, Muslims, yes, there were a few non-Muslim
Coming-
children. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a kind of, because I know when, well, I say I can know, I've heard the model with Jamaat al-Muslimin, they also had non-Muslim students attending the school, you know. At that time,
Yeah.
probably still with the primary school on there. So you all had that model to where non-Muslims could attend and
Yes.
other Muslims from outside of the
They just had to
Ansarullah community.
understand that whatever religious teachings we gave were Islamic. And whoever attended didn't have a problem with that.
And how long that school ran for in Point Commander?
I can't say for sure because I left Trinidad in 1992. I migrated to Barbados.
Okay. Well, these are interesting. All right, so let's go back to the school. You mentioned earlier you was partly responsible for
Yes.
Jamal and Jamil not speaking English. I don't understand what you mean.
Well, the main thing I used to teach was Arabic.
At the school.
Yeah.
Okay. And where you all got that Arabic teachings, because hala now on this, there is some, as I get older and thinking, this was already talk on the street that Ansarullah had one of the best Arabic program in Trinidad. That what the streets used to say,
there were
that what
brothers who
everybody
went
used to
away.
say.
There were brothers who went away and came back and used to teach us. And then when they were getting into the school, they wanted to make it more formalized. So
Right.
they hired someone. So we would have taught the younger children and so. To teach the elder children, the teenagers and so, they hired Sheikh Niamat Ali.
Well, I waited for it because
And Sheikh Niamat Ali also had an adult class. Now there were adult classes in the masjid at nights and so for people to learn basic Arabic and stuff. But those of us who were serious and gearing towards doing exams in Arabic, he
Yeah.
was our teacher.
because I would not have known him as a non-Muslim, but when I became Muslim,
Yeah.
that name I keep hearing, Sheikh Niamat. I say, what? Sheikh Niamat? They say, yeah, like the man in Point Commander. Yeah, because I know you all had a very strong Arabic program, boy.
We used to do concerts, like for Eid and stuff. And most of the performances were in Arabic. I used to sit down and write plays for the children in Arabic, little children to sing. Write songs for them in Arabic to sing. Then there were songs, Sayyid Niamat's wife, she used to give me some information, like cassettes and stuff, and I would
Yeah.
have to learn these songs and teach it to the children and they would perform. I did the same thing in Barbados, although Barbados wasn't an all Islamic thing, it was just an Islamic class on a Saturday.
So, God, you want to send me Barbados fast just now. let me stay back in Trinidad a little bit because I want to hear about Barbados, right? So but in Mova, so Point Commander was the school, Mova was communal,
Yes.
right? And tell us about this business model you all had because, yes, here. Tell us about this business model because people feel like, African people can't do business, but I remember from small, you know, they in white, men selling incense, men selling oils,
Selling
and then
books.
yeah, book, and then the mall had different items in the
Wholesale, and then you had stores and whatnot
yeah,
and stuff.
it's a full business model, boy. Tell us about that business model.
Okay.
With that answer, Allah.
I could tell you just a little, because I used to work, in addition to being in the school, I was also the secretary for the army. So I used to work I was the person who used to work in the office.
Okay, so you know what, well, you have an idea of what's taking place.
Yes. So the community would import products, the oils and the incense, and actually we used to make the incense.
Right.
I knew how to make incense because they taught us how to do it and stuff.
That I would have, but that I would have known because home I mean Belmont, a few persons from on the hill by us became answer and they would have shared with us some of the experiences and know the incense making was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Right? Because, well, Jerry passed on, but it was Jerry, his sister Bernadette, his younger brother Roger. I think there was another brother, elder brother was also part of the community.
Okay.
And they had moved off the hill
Okay.
and moved into Moveno.
All right.
Yeah. But Jerry
I
would
might
tell
have known them by different names.
yeah,
though.
I can't remember Jerry. Well, everybody will have a Muslim name, but I can't remember Jerry name. It was Jerry Bernadette, well, Jerry deceased, Bernadette, and Roger, we used to call him Raj, right? And Jerry used to tell us a lot about
Okay.
what taking place in terms of incense. You give us books. I had real books from the answer a lot, you know, as a teenager growing up, you know.
All
Yeah, so all right, so go ahead with this
Yeah,
business
so
model.
they would sell. Now remember how the community survived. The brothers had to bring in a quota every day.
I heard that, right, yes.
They had to bring in a quota. Now there were a few people who worked in the system. You had brother who was nurse, who used to work on the port, different things. Teachers.
I think Jamil used to work military.
Wassa.
Yeah, Wassa, yeah. Wassa, he used to work Wassa.
Right. So
Yeah.
they would have to bring, I think a huge portion of their salary had to be
Okay.
given up.
To the community.
Yeah. And like on weekends and the days they didn't work, they were required to go out and sell as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So you had to bring in that portion, and that is what took care of the running of the organization.
That is food, everything. You know,
Yes, food, taking care of your children, clothes, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
And of course, we had meticulous accounting and everything being done. I wasn't the accountant, but I had to prepare the information for the accountant.
Yeah, because they work in
Yeah. The
office.
brother used to come in and do the accounts, and he would go. He's now deceased as well, Brother Salihu.
Okay. All right, so let's go to Barbados now. You say you left
Trinidad in
what?
1992. I can't remember the month or the date, but I can tell you what
92.
happened on that day. That was the day that the brothers from Jamaat al-Muslimin were released from prison.
Oh, the same day?
That same day,
Okay.
while they were coming out, I was leaving Trinidad,
Okay.
my son and I.
Okay.
Abu Kudus was 9 at the time, yeah.
So you went to another Ansarullah community in Barbados? Oh, well, yeah, well, answer.
There wasn't a community again. There used to be a Ansar community in Barbados.
Because I'm going to ask you, was it only in Trinidad? So Trinidad, Barbados, where else?
Trinidad, Barbados, St. Vincent.
Where the Ansarullah was?
Yeah, in the Caribbean.
Wow. I only knew Trinidad. Yeah. So, okay, so when you went to Barbados, was just to migrate?
Yeah, the people I were invited to were part of the community, but they had
Okay.
already had a split. They never left the communal living though.
Okay.
Everybody had their own house and they would get together, but there was a split because the doctrine itself was changing.
Yeah.
And that is when I started to question, just like how I questioned the church,
Yeah.
I questioned that because the leader of the Ansars, he had something he used to say all the time, and I took that to mind. He used to say, test every spirit, even mine. And when I found that his spirit was lacking, I said, no, this ain't for me.
All right,
And that's how I integrated into mainstream Islam.
All right, well, that is a nice segue for us to take a break.
Okay.
We will come back, but I still want to hear about it because we're going back to Barbados. When we come back from the break, we're going back to Barbados because we're still in
Okay.
Barbados. Then we'll come out to Trinidad. So, viewers, this is a very interesting conversation. Is bringing up the rear, we have Sister Hala. You know, last Sunday in the year, last show for season
You're making me
1.
blush.
And that's how making she blush. Yes. So, viewers, we'll take a short break, pay some bills, get something to eat, get something to drink, and come back, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab our oasis, now why wait? Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab our oasis, now why wait? The greatest, the safest, oasis for sure. Oasis, it's purer than pure.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, viewers, to Islam Chose Me with your host, Brother MD Masolwazi. And we are here with our final show for 2025. We ending season 1 on a nice note. We have Sister Hala to bring up the rear. And so, and just before the break, we were in Barbados. So we're going back Barbados. But Sister Hala, you talking about Barbados. You have family in Barbados? Why
Yes, I do.
Okay, who's your family in Barbados?
My family, the Lashleys, one of whom was a former government minister, Hamilton Lashley.
Okay.
Not in the current government, from before. Also related to another politician. I don't know if he's passed by now. His name was Henry Ford.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Mind you, I have relatives who are in politics in other islands, like in St. Vincent.
okay. Yeah, I saw you crying on Facebook.
Oh! Mr. Sinclair or Jimmy Prince
With the
was my
last-
cousin. He was a minister of the former government in St.
Okay.
Vincent. He
You
was
come-
Minister of Health.
Okay. Because my grandmother is she died. It's from Barbados. Millington, that is the surname
Okay.
Millington.
My grandmother who raised me was Bajan. Actually, I consider myself, I am second generation Trinidadian. My
Oh.
parents were born in Trinidad, but their parents weren't.
Okay.
So it's Barbados, St. Vincent, Montserrat, and my mother's grandmother was her father's mother was a Carib.
You know, I
I
think
also
very
changed my roots to a place that was once called Yoruba land, which is now part of Nigeria. My grandfather's parents came from there, but they settled in Montserrat.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because since I was small, I was thinking, I know Granny was from Barbados, but I don't know why I always think that grandfather was from St. Vincent. I don't know, I had to verify that was actually
You probably
true.
related for all you know.
Well, I say Yoruba.
Yoruba land, yeah.
Because there was a Yoruba, I'm not sure if you know, there's a Yoruba village in Belmont.
Okay.
Right? And the relation to that village with my grandmother is through her brother. I just can't remember his name now, but he was married to a woman who related to that. That is Salim family too.
Okay.
Doc? Yeah, Empress. She alive still, I think she's in Canada. Edwin.
Okay.
Edwin was my grandmother's brother. He had married an Empress, and Empress family were like the custodians other village in Belmont Valley Road, in Belmont there, a Yoruba village. Yes, it's interesting. But when I trace back, everybody related to that.
And then as you, I don't know if you remember, but I'm not only a citizen of Trinidad, I'm also a Ghanaian citizen.
Well, oh God, you had to show up.
Well,
So, Barbados. So you say you went to, it was not an Ansar community.
they were coming out of it.
Right, because at the time there was.
Yeah.
So
And then I went to this, so I joined, they used to go to the Islamic Teaching Center of Barbados. And the Imam of the Islamic Teaching Center of Barbados was Brother Suleiman Bulbulia. He was the Imam. That's where I met Suleiman Bulbulia. He was the Imam of the masjid that I became a member of.
in the 90s.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's before he came to Trinidad.
Yeah, but quite well. I only know him when he came to Trinidad.
Right.
For the supermarket families.
That's my connection to families.
Okay. This is interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know Sulaiman was a imam.
yeah.
Wow. We had to be a young imam because he's young.
Yeah, he's about a couple of weeks younger than I am.
Yeah, he had to be a young imam. Okay, so from Trinidad, you end up in his community
Yes.
in Barbados.
Yes.
Okay, and how was that experience over there?
It was nice because from the time there was the Imam and there was the Amir.
Right.
And when the Amir and sisters and so found out that I knew a bit of Arabic, they let me speak to him, and he started to ask me certain questions, and he even asked me certain things in Arabic and so on. He said yes, she could go ahead and teach the children.
Oh, she was teaching in Barbados too?
Yes.
Ah!
I used to, well, it wasn't a full school, it was madrasa on a Saturday.
What?
And what happened then? It was lucrative for me in a small way.
Yeah.
If your children come to classes on a Saturday, that is free of charge.
Okay.
I said eventually they needed somebody to teach the brothers. Brother Suleiman didn't have the time, so he asked me to teach the brothers. I said teach the brothers on a Thursday. That was free of charge. However, if you wanted extra lessons for yourself, your family, your children,
Yeah. There are costs.
yeah, because I had to come to your home.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like a roving teacher, Arabic teacher?
Yeah, so they find Saturday was the free class.
Right.
When school closed for August vacation, we'd have a little camp for a couple of weeks. And all of that was free of charge. I come to your home on a Sunday. I used to do 2 classes on a Sunday, one in the morning, and then I used to go to another part of Barbados to do classes with some other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, you know Brother Sabir Nakura?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I would have met him, because I Brother Chrissy partner, you know.
Uh-huh.
What? Because it's through Brother Chris, I would have met him. Brother Chris, he told me about him. And I have met him about probably back in 2022 or something. So
Or he came here or something?
no, well, we started to communicate on the phone. A real nice brother, again. A real
But
nice.
he was, okay, you wouldn't have been part of this program with Akinola and that they had online. Because he spoke on that program.
Right, yes, yeah. Because he did something for us with emancipation through Islam. He did that piece on.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, on Samba Makumba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a well-known,
as
a Islamic historian
yeah.
in Barbados, yeah.
And he respected. You know, he is respected for his knowledge and his work.
Yes.
He did a lot of work, yeah.
Yes.
Wow, sister. Well, good thing I have you here. I never knew you live in Barbados.
In Barbados for about 5 years.
Okay. So, and that was so it was in Barbados then, you would have reverted to what they call mainstream Islam or?
Yes.
Okay. So your uncles would have been proud now then. What did they say when they found out that?
That I was in Barbados?
No, that you come over. that
never said anything. He never said anything to me about it.
okay.
Now, what happens with my family over the years, of course, it was a complete no-no for everybody when I first accepted Islam.
Yeah, most
Over the
people,
years, some of them have accepted me and some tolerate me.
Hey, and I think that is across the, you see that tolerate,
Yeah.
I think that is across the board.
Yeah.
It's really true. Some will accept,
You have something
And
where there's
some
a
will-
funeral or
yeah,
something,
some will
that same
tolerate.
uncle, he would, how you going, this, that, whatever.
Yeah.
And when, you know, there's a repast and I would ask
Yeah.
about the meat. He said, let me find out about this meat. He said, because this is the same uncle who put me out and all that.
yeah.
He said, I just only eat halal meat now, you know.
Yeah, because they will know the health benefits of it
Yeah.
too. Yeah, you know, that is okay. So, and so you left Trinidad in Barbados. Well, you left Trinidad teaching in Ansarla.
Yeah,
Gone Barbados, our partner Sulaiman teaching.
yeah.
And then, when did you come back to Trinidad? And because when I know you, I would have known you at the IRS.
I first came to Trinidad in 94 for a couple of weeks, was to do some stuff, and then I had to go back. And then I came back I moved back to Trinidad in 1996. I had to make that decision for my son's future.
Okay.
Now, he already came back to Trinidad before me, but to prepare him for secondary school and certain other things, I had to move back to Trinidad.
Okay.
And when I came back, Brother Suleiman told me, say, once you settle yourself, you'll get your job here. Now, the thing about them, if there's one thing about them, they're very fair. Not because I know you, you could just get any job. You have to go through the same interview process. At the end of the day, they will tell the thing, we need to hire this person. Tell the HR. However, you are going to decide where you're going to put them.
No, you make him a smart. Go ahead.
So when I
Anecdote
went
for
for
you.
my interview, at that time,
At families.
yeah, at that time, because when I accepted Islam and I had to leave home, I didn't get to finish secondary school then. I was in Form
Okay.
4. So although I had the brain and the intellect, I didn't get to do certification
Okay.
back then. So when I started working at the supermarket, that's when I started to continue my studies and so. When I went for the interview, interestingly enough, I don't know what, so hear me. Mom, I don't know what job you think, because I did do some O-levels when I was in the Ansar community, you know,
Okay.
but not a full slate.
Yeah. Full certificate, as
Yeah.
we call it, yeah.
So I said, whatever job you think I'm suitable for, you give me that. I said, Mom, if you think that the only job I'm suitable for is to be a toilet cleaner, I'll be the best damn toilet cleaner you ever had.
You tell her that?
Yeah. And yeah, in my mind, oh Allah, please don't let me be a toilet cleaner. That's Mrs. Sharon Mohammed, and we're still in communication up to today. I think she needs to see this.
Yeah, because you were in HR or something, so.
Yeah, but she put me as a register clerk, which was part of the HR department. Strangely enough, I used to work with a particular sister. She worked one shift, I worked the other shift. Sister Tamara Mohammed.
Hey, partner.
Yeah. So she's the one who got me started. But then I saw opportunity for me to push myself. So I became a little pushy where I used to push myself for extra duties.
Yeah, because when
And that's how I started to move up. When I left the supermarket, I was human resource / HSC manager / payroll manager. at
right,
Extra
so
Foods.
I'm glad you do that. I think you set yourself up now.
Oh gosh,
I applied for a job in families, and they didn't hire me.
that wouldn't have been me.
You, yes.
It wouldn't
Don't
have
try
been me.
that.
It wouldn't have been
But
me.
hear the joke now. They gave us a questionnaire to fill out.
Yeah.
I feel like you prepared that questionnaire.
No.
Hala?
I followed the same question.
Listen, Hala.
That was before me.
Listen to me. That questionnaire was tricky.
The
They asked-
the 8-page document.
Hello, listen to me.
I changed it into a 2-page document.
Here what I feel, they feel me on. They asked me a question, any question. Can't remember that question. They say,
I know the question.
yeah, what they say? Yeah, I wanted, I think I
That was the
applied.
question that determined whether you get the job or not. Eh?
Hala, listen to me. I think I was applying for security. And they asked me if I hold a woman shoplifting,
Yeah.
and when you hold a woman, you realize she have children, and they paint a real sad story.
That's the question.
What will you do? What do you think I said I will do?
You don't feel sorry for she.
I will release the woman.
That is why you ain't got the job. Well, that was one of two questions. There was a
Listen to
trickier
me.
question too, eh? If you can remember.
Wait, you remember it?
I don't know if I remember it word for word, but it says that you're in a ship out into the sea and someone is digging holes on the ship and you saw them, what would you do?
No, I can't
And they had
remember.
the answer for that one, the correct answer,
What's what?
throw them overboard.
Well, I would have to. If my employment was based on that question,
Yeah.
I'd have been hired. Because I tossed that person overboard.
Yeah.
But that
No,
question with the woman.
it depends on how you answer the first one. No, even if you answer this one with the throw overboard incorrectly, well, any of those two questions
Nah, but
would have determined whether you get the job or not. Eh?
nah, I didn't like that. Carla, I didn't like that
That
question.
was
boy.
psychological questions.
I know. That one I didn't like it. Because I say, no God, the woman poor, she had children.
What you have to remember, families was more or less an Islamic supermarket. And it was based on principles. You remember when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked about stealing and what is the smallest offense that you could get your hand cut off for? He said stealing an egg. Why would you steal an egg?
The boiler to fry it.
To eat, because you're starving, you're real
Up to
hungry.
this one, I eat 2 boiled eggs.
You understand? So if it is that you so hungry and you thief an egg and you could get your hand cut off,
Yeah,
that's
but
the basis on what that question.
yeah, but we know it wasn't going to cut off nobody's hand in family supermarket, right? But I was saying, because listen, I thought about the question real hard. Eh? I said, boy, lock up that woman, boy. You understand? No, listen to me. And now, although I didn't get the job, and if it was actually based on that question, I didn't really feel a how, because really and truly, I'd prefer to take my salary
And pay for the
Yeah,
groceries.
than
Tell
to-
management what happened though, but
Yeah,
let them know you will
to lock
prefer
up
to
a
pay than
woman
to lock up.
who had 3 children.
But you didn't have that option.
No. Just
That
as
was
like
not- that was not an option.
I think it was a multiple choice too. I think
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was not an option that
No,
you
that
would
was
use
not
your
an option.
salary, right? So, a matter of fact, that question I took a while before I actually answered the question. I think I went forward, come back, and because I knew, I said that is a trick question. You understand? And again, to a based in it on, but we as Muslims, we just get charity, we care about people, you know. But I knew it was a trick question because really and truly, if 100 poor people come through that grocery,
business bus?
yeah, your business bus, right? But I really, for me,
At that time,
for my
you
conscience,
you were not on that level.
I
at that
saying,
period in time.
I let that woman go. You understand?
Which
Go
is
with
why
your
I guess
groceries.
maybe that is why, because remember families left in 99 and there was extra foods.
Yeah.
And I think maybe because of that particular way of thinking that I had, you know, I had a nickname in extra foods,
Really good. Yeah,
Dragon Lady.
because after families, when families left, you stayed on that
Yeah, I
extra
was one of
foods.
the people that they kept on, and
Yeah, I
that's
know,
how I
remember,
moved.
yeah.
That's how I moved up through the organization, and eventually became HR manager and stuff. I went to university.
Well, I surprised you saying that you didn't have you didn't write
CXC at the time.
because I know
No,
you have
no.
your
Yeah, I have my degree in
and
health
stuff like
and
that.
safety.
Yeah.
Yes.
Subhanallah. I really boy. You know, so you really, there's a nice way to really bring up the word because you share with us a full life, you know, and it's really good to know that, as I say, you said that Allah didn't just choose us, He chose that path that will bring us to Islam, and those experiences you would have had. Because look at that, Hala. I know in this discussion here, those experiences you would have had at Ansarallah with the Arabic, that helped you in Barbados.
Yeah.
But the business helping families and extra
Families,
food.
extra foods, and also to have my own business. I'm also the owner of a business which is not in operation right now.
Yeah.
Bedroom to boardroom.
I remember, yes,
yeah.
yes. Yeah.
All those things are on hold since I had my accident in 2022. I'm still not fit to work, as the doctors say.
Yeah, and look at that. That is interesting because that business, because when I knew you at families, I always knew you in the office.
Yeah.
I used to come and check you in the office. You come to Sister Hardy, you go up in the office upstairs. I remember that. Wow.
And your cousin used to work families at the time as well. When I was there, Ruben Millington.
Yeah, because
That's how I know
Yeah,
Ruben.
I used to know him. Yeah, it's true.
And it's he who told me about you, He say, you know him, Tima.
Yeah, now he's always speaking I love you too. Yeah. yeah, it's true. Yeah, that is where you have known him. And after, because how long families had stayed in Trinidad? I don't think they stayed.
They opened in May 1996 and closed in November, the 19th of November, 1999.
Only 3 years?
Yeah,
But
about 3.5 years.
They were like a staple,
And they still have a few original staff members who were there before me who still work there.
Yeah, because it went over the extra foods.
Yeah, you have Abidan Farouk Nabi, you have the late Inshan Ishmael's brother Ashmeel.
Yeah, it's true. And
one or two other people, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember the Nabis and yeah. Picture them in my mind right now too. Yeah. Wow, Sister, that nice. And with extra foods, how long you stayed there before you moved on from them?
Well, so from 99, now those of us who were there from families, our service continued.
Right.
So I was in Grand Bazaar for 21 years.
Wow.
I left in 2017.
In the management position.
Yeah, as I said, HR, HSC manager, and I was also in charge of payroll. I used to pay. I was in charge of making sure the janitor got paid, and I was also in charge of making sure the boss got paid. Yeah.
Again.
If I didn't do my job on time, the boss would have been the first one to call.
Again.
Hello, me pay.
you was the secretary for the imam in Ansarallah.
Yeah.
All those were preparation for this down there.
Yeah,
And we will never see it until,
No.
yeah. It's when it happened and you look back and say, wait now, boy. I was being prepared.
The head of the Ansar community
That is interesting, boy.
in America sent for me,
Okay.
And the Amir here disrespected him. He said, no, we are not sending her. You're not getting her.
Subhanallah.
He wanted me in the head office. And I was excited. And then Yamir said, you're not going.
That is interesting,
Yeah.
boy.
And I think that was the better thing. Because at that time I was disappointed I couldn't get to go to America. And I went to America so much time after that.
Yeah.
I even went on Bushwick to see where this place was.
Because I would have came from
Yeah.
Ansarallah.
Yeah.
So, Sister Hala, I always say that I want to ask you to give you a part 2 and stuff like that. And, I'm feeling like if, oh God, there's
You
the
want to know
large...
everybody business?
Yeah. That's the nice thing about Islam Choose Me.
Yeah.
I don't have to ask nobody nothing. I just have to sit down with you and you tell me everything. You understand?
Yeah. You still don't know everything. Yeah.
So, as we wind up this show, and viewers, this season 2 we winding up. Season
1.
I speak it in the beginning, boy.
Yes.
So I want to bring it back to end season 2 also. You understand? So as we winding up season 1, Sister Holly, have anything you want to say? Have anybody you want to send greetings to? Because, you know, this is we closing off the year. We closing off season 1. You know, alhamdulillah, we did an amazing program. We started in October. So October, November, December. So you have anything on this?
What I would say, you know, people know my mouth a little hot. And yeah.
Hey, that family show, eh?
Yes. I know. Not that kind of hot. I mean, I would answer to suit.
But don't say that family show.
Right. So, however, you have to live a good life, as good as possible. And I learned this even more in January 2022. I had a near fatal accident, and which is why I'm not able to work well for almost 4 years. By the mercy of Allah, He has taken care of me, and He has sent some very special people in my life. You are one of those people.
Amen.
Right? And there are some people, some Sister Malika, there are 2 Sister Malikas. Both of them.
Big and small.
Big and small. Big Sister Malika took care of me like if I was a newborn baby. She would even check to see if I was breathing, because in the first few weeks they weren't sure if I would survive. There were other sisters, Zafira and her husband, Brother Yusuf.
Yes.
Brother Ahmad Baliwa, may Allah have mercy on his soul and reward him with Jannah. His daughter Malika. Sister Gail Gawkin and her daughter Bini. Some of the sisters from Jamaat al-Muslimin, Sister Hakika Bilal, Sister Anissa Jaber, Sister Gail Alonzo. You know,
They're your crew.
people like Finba, Qadir. Yes. Brother
squad.
Kwesi, everybody. Masjid, there's some masjids in particular. Bamboo Masjid. Brothers and sisters from the IRS, the Jamaat al-Muslimin, the Masjid in Montrose, Chaguanas, Masjid in St. Thomas in Chaguanas, the Shia community. They have all made sure that I survived and have taken care of me. Special consideration goes out to my son Abdul Qudus and his children, his wonderful children. Cutting it out there, I want to say a special happy birthday to my granddaughter Aisha, who turned 16 on the 26th of this month.
But Friday gone,
Yeah. And there were even some childhood friends. They're not Muslim, but they've been there for me. Ms. Avian Crooks,
Oh, yeah,
Ali
that-
Noel
that- that is your
Joseph,
part- that is your
Daniel
partner.
Austin from Extra Foods, Joanne Legal. A lot of people. Adeleke, anybody I forget, please forgive me. It's too much. Sister Kumba, can't forget Sister Kumba. Sister Kalila, and a whole Brother Bilal, Brother Salim Razak, Sister Yasmin.
Subhanallah. But you know, Sahale, oh God, hello, I survived a whole show, you know, and I stand my gun and try to make me
And
cry.
not to forget the
try to
few
make me cry on
relatives,
TV,
the few blood relatives who looked out for me. Or even Brother Suleiman from Barbados.
Because
And Brother
listen,
Mirza.
you wouldn't believe, you call every name you call in terms of Muslims, and some non like Avian Crooks, almost every name you call, I realize I know them also. And you know, that make you realize how close knit, you know, especially the Muslim community, you know, can be, especially family. I'm not saying family of humanity, because I know Avian Crooks. I didn't realize Avian was your real partner.
Avian Crooks and
you
another
called me,
young lady called Gillian Bruce. We have been friends. There are a few others as well. We have been friends since we were about 8 years old.
Primary school.
Primary school. And they have, after all these years, they would have looked after me in certain ways, financially, morally. You know, Gillian would bake and bring goodies for me and stuff, you know.
Yes. Subhanallah. I
am grateful. And I remember my aunt telling me, she said, you know why everybody's looking after you now? It's because of how you treated people. And she said, I'm telling you, when you get better, you have to do more than you did before.
Inshallah.
And even as far as faith is concerned, I always thought I had a lot of iman. And it wasn't until that accident that I realized I didn't have as much Iman that I thought I had. It has increased now. Because sometimes I get up in the morning and I'm wondering, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to pay this rent? How am I going to do that? And Allah has put things in place for me. Now, mind you, I am eager to go back out because I like to make my own dollar. You know.
Yeah, but everybody know you're on the move.
On the move, because I used to work and had my business, you know.
Doing flea market organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody know.
And people still call me about flea markets, you know. I said, but I have no fleas.
Everybody know Hala the move.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah, well, Sister Hala, it was a good choice to have you to close off season 1. And, you know, I'm going back to the... I just like to call names, but, you know, when I started to call names, I said, oh, God, I don't know if I didn't forget anybody, but I listen to the names they're calling, I saying, you know, I know these people too. So I could attest to what you're saying now in terms of the names they're calling. And, you know, that is, you know, may Allah really bless all of us, bless everyone.
There have been so many more, but I can't remember.
Yeah, because that is that.
And then there are some people who would have helped and I don't even know who they know because they didn't want anybody to know.
You know, so
Alhamdulillah. Don't forget she.
Yeah. It was interesting, subhanAllah, and I really hope that everybody watching the show today could understand the importance of the family of humanity.
Yes.
You know, the family of humanity, and let us really, you know, they're not about resolutions for 2026 and them kind of thing.
I don't believe in
stuff. But you know, we changing the Gregorian calendar. We going into 2026.
Right.
You know, let us really try to go in with a renewed thinking. You know, we can't be operating as if we don't care about each other or care about ourselves, because we need one another, right? And this is just evidence of that. So
Extra Foods motto. That was coined by Vinger, the Vinger Naipaul. Service to humanity is service to God.
Yeah, but it's clear. It's clear. So Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
What a moving. What a moving and insightful conversation. I want to thank our special guest, Sister Hala Nasir, for sharing her story with us today. May Allah continue to strengthen our path, right? Strengthen our faith and guide us on the straight path. If you have been touched by this show, what you have heard, and I know, hello, from October to now, you have been touched by every show. Remember that guidance is a mercy from Allah. Seek knowledge, ask questions, and reflect on the beauty of Islam. If you want to share your story, contact me, Brother Mtima, at 479-4510. And if you want to sponsor Islam Chose Me, and I want to give a shout out to all the sponsors that came on board, not just for Islam Chose Me, but for other programs on IBN, because we have been seeing new sponsors coming on board, old sponsors coming back, alhamdulillah, right? But for those who have not made that pledge to come on board as yet, guess what? You still have time. Contact Brother Hasib Majid at 795-5900. Call Brother Hasib and say, Brother Hasib, I want to sponsor a show on IBN. Right? Join us again next Sunday in the new year for another episode in season 2 of Islam Chose Me. And remember, you could see a rerun of this show on Saturday at 6 p.m. inshallah. Remember, this is Islam Chose Me, because every path to Islam is a story worth sharing. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Introducing Kaya's Halal